Okay, so now we're talking about multi-source AI-driven enrichment. This is, I think, a really cool idea if you want to have the best possible data for your records in HubSpot, assuming you're willing to pay the price for it, because this is more expensive. And this strategy, while it does render the best data, we only use it on usually an ICP enrichment use case, meaning you want to have deep insights on your customers and you have a few hundred or a few thousand records in your CRM. And you don't want to apply this model to your whole data set of like hundreds of thousands of records because it would be quite expensive. But when you want to have really, really high quality data for a small subset of your total database, this is a really solid strategy. And we usually do this for ICP enrichments, especially for properties that are very important. So I am going to show you, this is a call. The reason I'm in my Sybil call meeting recorder is because I did a meeting with my co-founder, who's an engineer, who built a really cool project for one of our customers. He built a really, really solid enrichment workflow. I just published the case studies. It's with TrackSuit. And they were doing an ICP enrichment, and they really wanted to make sure they had solid data. And in this case, for example, making sure the LinkedIn company URL was proper was important for them. An example of where this might not be so simple, it sounds like a simple thing, but an example where it might be confusing is, let's say you're selling to like franchises like McDonald's or Outback Steakhouse or something like that. Those companies are often owned by a parent corporation. So Outback and I don't know, Arby's or Denny's Diner, all these different like franchise brands, a lot of them are owned by a subsidiary or like some holding company. And so if you go on LinkedIn, um, on that franchise LinkedIn, that company page, the LinkedIn URL might be for like Arby's or for Denny's, or it might be for the holding company, right? That actually owns that corporation. So depending on what logic you want, you might want the franchise URL, you might want the holding company URL, and without multi-step enrichment and an AI layer, like without a human component, usually it would have been very hard to know the difference and to figure it out. So in this example here, I'm on a call with my co-founder where we're basically going through the whole project and then just recording it and talking about it so I could see what he was working on. And he was showing me an example of this multi-layer enrichment where we enriched from three different places. We found the LinkedIn company URL based on we enriched with LinkedIn data based on the company URL that was already in the CRM. We did it with the website in the CRM, and we did it with an AI collation search. So the CRM, there might be a company LinkedIn URL already in HubSpot. So we passed it into the company enrichment in Clay and enriched with that. We also took the website that was in HubSpot and enriched with that. So for example, in the case I gave of Denny's, right? Maybe Denny's.com is like the website, but they have the holding company URL, and they really wanted the Denny's company URL for LinkedIn. So there would be a difference there. And then the third thing is we use Clayagent to search Google for Denny's LinkedIn and then find that URL. And then we enrich all three, and then we use AI to decide based on what we preferred in each case, which URL is proper, and then we enriched it back. So we're spending 3 credits on LinkedIn instead of one. And in most cases, they're all the same, but there are edge cases where it's not. So I'm going to let this video now play. I want to give that context, but I'm going to let the video play so you can see it in Clay and hear from Christian himself how he explains this.
Of like why you might want to model difference is really quickly. Let me just select responses. Sorry, I just need this to work properly.
This is a joke. He likes to do like funny things, like weird things in videos to keep your attention. So hopefully you'll see I start cracking up when I did this. I was like, what is going on? This is because we were recording this for content. Whatever. You get the idea.
Okay, so one example is in this deep enrich model, you can see we're actually enriching 3 different LinkedIn companies. Now you might look at this and be like,
sorry, this is on 2x speed. Hold on. I'm going to rewind this. Here we go. Boom.
Another example of like why you might want to model difference is really quickly. Let me just select responses. Sorry, I just need this to work properly. Okay, so one example is in this deep enrich model, you can see we're actually enriching 3 different LinkedIn companies. Now you might look at this and be like, that's insane. Why are you enriching the same company over and over again? And it's because the way that we're sourcing the LinkedIn URLs to enrich the company is different. So here we're enriching them from the CRM. Here we're enriching them from their domain. And here we're enriching them from a LinkedIn URL found using AI, found using Clayagent. And a lot of the times it's the same, but sometimes, like you can see here, it's different. And then what we do after we enrich all of these 3 different LinkedIn companies from different sources is we use AI to determine which is likely the best LinkedIn company to use. And then it spits out what it is, and then we use that.
So that's basically high level how it works. This is definitely, like I said before, more expensive. It's tripled the cost of this one of this one enrichment using Clay credits, which is definitely more expensive. But when you want to have a really rock solid idea of who your customers are for an ICP enrichment, for example, and have a solid database for your customers, this is worth it. This may not be worth it though for your entire database. And so at Sculpted, in our custom integration with Clay and HubSpot, we have different enrichment models. You have your deep enrich model and your cost optimized model. The deep enrich model is for records that you want to have more information about. Like I said, your ICP list, your customer list. And your cost optimized model is, let's say, for all your prospect accounts that your sales team is working, you want to have some information about the segment, but you don't need this level of accuracy in order to give it to your sales team and have it be useful. So that's how you can balance performance and accuracy and coverage with cost, depending on the case. So this is more an advanced use case, but I hope this is helpful and it shows you a more advanced workflow that we're building for our customers.